Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, June 23rd through Saturday, June 29th, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. The captivating night sky as we close out the month of June has on June 27th the waning gibbous moon next to the planet Saturn, and also the bright star Fomalhaut, which is one of the royal watchers. Fomalhaut is the watcher of the south, and this is a very powerful and favorable fixed star, yet it can fluctuate between the material and the mystical. On June 28th, we have the last quarter moon, which will rise after midnight, your local time, and set around noon. On June 30th, we have the waning crescent moon near Mars and also next to bright Jupiter, and is nearby the Pleiades star cluster. As we start off the week on Sunday, June 23rd, this Sunday is a couple of days after the exact moment of the full moon we had at 1 degree Capricorn. This time frame is about learning. What has the full moon taught us? Now, the full moon at the first degree of Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is the lesson of how precious and valuable time is. Saturn in astrology is very often referred to as Father Time. Saturn is also pulling it together, organization, keeping schedules. Very often you may notice that people that are never on time seem to have financial problems. Capricorn and Saturn is about doing the work and reaping the reward of the hard work you have done, putting in the effort. And a key part of that, is the respect of time and schedules. Saturn is boundaries, limitation, the physical world. Saturn, the great teacher and the taskmaster in astrology, teaches us that within the physical realm, time is finite. It has a boundary. It has a limitation. The full moon in Capricorn at the first degree can be a new beginning for you, that teachable moment as far as how do you handle, respect not only your time, but the time of others. Timing is key and essential to winning, to achieving your goals. For instance, I'm a sports fanatic, and in sports, there is a certain peak time in a person's life where they have that capability, that time they are in the season of life to achieve certain goals and win. Now, could there be a miraculous exception to that rule of time? Sure, but overall, when it comes to sports, along with other things in life, there is that time when in the physical and physically in the body, the person is at their best. What is of importance to you as far as how you would like to use your time? And the key words for Capricorn are I use. Capricorn makes the best use of the tools and time that it has to be effective and achieve the goal. Capricorn that pulls things together and doesn't waste. Capricorn, Saturn is referred to as the greater malefic. It not only makes us do the work, but it takes things away that are extraneous, wasteful, and organizes. So the lesson of this full moon, as we are now starting off the week in waning moon, is how are you using your time? The value and what you value in life is the full moon lesson in Capricorn as to how you are wasting your time and what are you putting the time into that is of importance for you and your life. Also, with this waning moon cycle and the full moon that we had in Capricorn, can you remember a time in your life where you knew in the present moment, at that time, you knew this is one of the best times of my life. And because of that awareness that you're in one of the best times of your life, you really appreciated and relished the moment, knowing, being aware that this time will move forward. It won't always be like this specific time. I certainly can remember not only certain times, but people during that time. The Saturn in Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn, reminds us, shines that full moon light, that the appreciation and the value of the people and the time we are in, and to really be present in that time is a part of what we are learning after the exact moment of the full moon in Capricorn. Also on this Sunday, the 23rd, we have the moon entering the sign of fixed air Aquarius, which is about freedom, individuality, celebrating what is original and different about yourself. This is truth. In the whole history of the world before you, and in the whole future of the world after you, there will never be another you. There is only one, unique, one of a kind, original. This is the moon in Aquarius. Now we are in Cancer season, and the Cancer season is about finding your home and your family and your tribe. What is familiar? What is safe? Who are your people? Where are you comfortable? Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is the feminine. Capricorn, Saturn, is the world and your status in the world, the masculine. So the balance of feminine and masculine, we need both. Both are essential. Think of Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn, as the public self out in the world achieving the goals. The sun, the season of Cancer, is about your private life. When you go home and you can relax and let down your hair and you're yourself with your family and your tribe. Now on this Sunday, as we begin the week, we've got the sun, the solar awareness, the soul's awareness of the importance of connection, home, and family, where you belong. The moon going into the sign of Aquarius, which is, I'm a unique, one-of-a-kind individual. So this balance between being included in home and family connected, along with being your own true self within the family, your people. Both energies are going on at the same time, along with this teachable after the full moon time of how do I appreciate and value the time, the people, the dynamic of being present in your life and being your own unique, one-of-a-kind self that you are, and being accepted, included, and a part of, because we are wired for connection within the family. All of this is happening energetic, always in life, but it's highlighted as we start off this week, the last week of June. If perhaps you are wasting your time looking out and comparing and copying what others do, that is a Capricorn Saturn game that you will never win. All great stars know that they are original and one of a kind, will not be repeated. This can be about certain stars that you love. Also, the people in your personal life. Think of the people that you love and have loved. They're irreplaceable. Can anybody ever be quite like them? No, it is impossible, because each unique human being, moon in Aquarius, reminds us that there is only one. Now, Capricorn, again, is about achieving the goal. And so the best way to go about that is to not waste your time looking and comparing. The best use of your time, Capricorn and Saturn, is to be yourself, something that can never be stolen and copied. I've watched certain YouTube videos with people that have become very popular and influential on their channel, and there are times when they'll make comments about how others are copying and stealing from them. And I always send the message, like I am right now, they can never be you. They can try to copy your look, your clothes, and everything else. They can never copy you. They can't be you. Monday, June 24th, we still have the moon in fixed air Aquarius, which is a mindset, an attitude, a way of thinking and communicating. The moon in Aquarius is about how are we moving into the future? What is equality, tolerance, equal rights for all people? Aquarius is power to the people. The moon is what we need. It's what we're hungry for. And so this moon in Aquarius is looking at how you need and want to move into the future of your life with independence and the space to create that future. Aquarius is called the sign of the genius. A lot of times the sign of Aquarius can feel out of place. They can feel like aliens because they're so far ahead that their ideas, their visualizations, how they are seeing and imagining the future, this need that you have to have that space to think and visualize the future and what you're coming up with, we could say, that is inventive and geared towards the future. Tuesday, June 25th, if you're feeling an agitation, a certain anxiety, or a lot of energy coursing through your body, that is because we have the moon in Aquarius making a square aspect to the planet Uranus in Taurus. Now that square aspect, it's a hard angle. It prompts us to move forward, to take action. It can give that feeling of a little bit of anxiety. And what this is the moon in Aquarius, as always, is about the future and needing the space to create it. That square to the planet Uranus is sudden and abrupt changes, awakenings, epiphanies with what we have been holding on to for way too long. Uranus is in Taurus. This is an economic placement. Also, Taurus being fixed earth stays the course. It sees things through. So if the fear of the lack of money, perhaps, or if it's something that you have been feeling and knowing, I've been in this for way too long, that energy in your body on Tuesday, which can feel anxious, is the moon, third chakra, the stomach area, the fear or the courage to take action, to upset what has been in place way too long. Uranus and Taurus. This is an energy of upsetting the apple cart. Just all of a sudden it seems to come out of nowhere, but it has been building for quite a while, that you are making sudden and abrupt changes about your future. Again, this theme of time and the value of time can bring that feeling of how you've just been wasting too much time staying in the same thing. And now the planet Uranus, you're done. It's unsettling. You're done. I love the sign of Aquarius. They're so personable and friendly and gregarious Aquarius that does love people and is tolerant of everyone just being themselves no matter what it is. And then all of a sudden they're going along, but they are the rebel Aquarius. And then this moon square Uranus kicks in, and Aquarius is like, bye-bye, I've had it, without any warning. If you have an Aquarius friend in your life, appreciate your time with them, because again, with them, with that sign in particular, Aquarius, they're there and then they can be gone. And when they're gone, they're really gone. They make very abrupt and sudden changes. But they're unique and individual outlook in life. They change our life forever. Wednesday, June 26th, we have such a sweet, lovely, magical aspect. We now have the moon in mutable water Pisces. And the moon in Pisces makes a water trine flow to the sun in Cancer. So the masculine, the feminine, the inner and the outer, the sun and the moon, making this flow of water is fertility, creativity, it's harmony, it's peace, it's that feeling inside where everything is just flowing in a very temperate, easy way. Whatever creative project you may be working on, how you're visualizing the future and making use of your time, this moon trine the sun, moon in Pisces, trine the sun in Cancer is just so supportive of that creative flow. Now, along with that, we now have Mercury in the sign of Cancer. And Mercury in the sign of Cancer makes a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. There it is again, the mind and what you want to create, making a nice aspect of ease, balance, harmony. This is the trine, the triangle to Saturn in Pisces, which is what is the work that needs to be done to create very solidly in the physical. This is Saturn, the Saturn in Pisces, and releasing and letting flow away in your life whatever addictive patterns may be there, that the Saturn in Pisces, whether it's addiction to procrastination, putting things off, not wanting to see the reality of a situation, which has become a block perhaps to your creativity. The Mercury mind in Cancer is just thinking and letting that all just flow away down the river of life. Thursday, June 27th, we have the moon and Saturn coming together in a conjunction. Moon in Pisces also making a water trine flow to Mercury in Cancer, and then a sextile aspect of opportunity to Uranus in Taurus. These aspects are just very inner and healing and very grounded, which brings in the element of the earth factor. If there is anything that you've been wanting to heal in your body, health-wise, mind, body, and soul, but creating better health, these water trine flows and the moon in Pisces, this is the energy, the power you have to take the necessary steps to get back on track for optimum health. There's energy and emotion with these aspects backing it up, the will that says, yes, I'm going to start exercising or eating better or keeping distance from people and or situations that upset you emotionally. So across the board, wonderful day to start getting health back on track. Friday, June 28th, we have the fourth quarter moon at 7 degrees Aries. Now, when we cross over fourth quarter to new moon, this is the releasing in inner time. It's very reflective and contemplative about what changes need to take place to prepare for the new moon action that will be coming up. We've got the moon in Aries, and Aries with the moon wants to get something new started, wants that excitement, that fire of life. This fourth quarter moon is at 7 degrees Aries. This is the first division, the first decanate of the sign of Aries. A lot of this can be connected to how you want to change your image, your appearance. That's what Aries, first sign of the zodiac, rules over in astrology. Also, Aries, which is the newborn baby, first sign of the zodiac, is taking action as far as how you express and live authentically, but bringing something into your life that makes you happy and excited about life. Think about the expression of a child where what you see is what you get. They're not repressing, they just let it all out, and that is a major factor in enjoying and being happy in life. Now, Saturday, the 29th, is big. It's huge because we have Saturday, which is ruled by the planet Saturn. We have Saturn stationing retrograde. So Saturn is a planet that rules over lead and time, as we've been chatting about. It's a slow-moving planet. When it stations retrograde, then the Saturn retrograde is go back to the drawing board and do it again until you get it right. Whatever path or trajectory you've been on that hasn't been working, the Saturn retrograde says stop, take a pause. We're going retrograde from our vantage point and go back and get it right. If this can feel frustrating, which it can feel frustrating for people, remember with Saturn that Saturn gives us the reward after we do the work. Now, if you've ever worked really hard at something to achieve a goal and you achieve that goal, there is a feeling of, I can really own this because I put in the work. It's not a surface reward when perhaps we get something for free. We didn't do the work. It's not the same kind of depth and substance that Saturn has. When you've put in the work, let's say you're a great parent and you know what it is if you're a parent to put in the work to raise a child. And then you have a fabulous adult and you did the work and you can stand there with pride, knowing I did whatever it took. I did the work to do my best to raise a human being. Saturn are the laws, the boundaries for protection, upholding those laws and boundaries for protection is something that every parent can understand. That for the protection of your child that you love more than anything, certain rules and boundaries will be upheld. Now, that doesn't always make you the most popular person with the child that is being told no. Saturn, referred to as the greater malefic, the big bad guy of the zodiac. But are the rules and limitations necessary at times? Absolutely. No question about it. The Saturn retrograde in your life can be the rules you set in place for yourself, for your own protection. And if you haven't been upholding those rules and limitations, for instance, respecting time, then the Saturn in retrograde cycle can be so productive where we get to go back and try again until we get it right. And then we reap the reward of the greater malefic, Father Time, the great taskmaster, which is Saturn. This is a true story that happened years ago concerning a Flight 800 out of New York that was going to Paris. And that flight was filled with a bunch of teenagers that were graduating. And as a graduation present, they were getting to have a trip to Paris. Well, one of the parents of a girl, said to her daughter, if you work through the summertime and pay a portion of the trip to Paris, you may go on this school trip. If you do not, you're not going to get to go. Well, the daughter, being a teenager and all of that, did not keep her end of the bargain. She did not work and contribute to the trip. And the mom, the parent, put her foot down and said, you're not going. And that, of course, was all hell breaking loose pretty much in that home. And that flight, tragically, so sadly, that Flight 800, it crashed almost as soon as it took off out of New York on the way to Paris. Now, if that parent had not kept the Saturnian boundary as a parent, the story could have obviously gone very differently for them. And with all due respect for those that did lose their lives on that horrible event, this is just a very dramatic demonstration that was in the news of how that parent said, no, Saturn, you didn't keep the boundary, the rule. And how could they have known at the time that they ended up saving the life of that teenager? So when Saturn gets a bad rap because it makes us follow the law and respect the rules, the bigger picture is that we can reap the reward a lot of times in life when we are told no in the present moment. Try to remember that when you're frustrated perhaps by Saturn, that makes us go back and try again, can slow things down. Remember that the key words for Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, are the words I use, meaning how do you make the best use of not only time, but what it is that you have and certain rules and limitations that are set in place. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars.